from above. Father, we are looking up to you because only you can help us. And now we thank you for those in authority, in every sphere, in every department, in every area. Grant them wisdom and deliver our nation from wicked people in authority. Deliver us from evil men who will sit in places of authority and do evil things. Deliver us from vampires who will drink the blood of the nation and leave nothing behind. Bless our nation with good leaders. And for those that are there now, we thank you that you are helping them, that your grace and your wisdom is given to them to lead us forward into a good and a better situation. We give you thanks for your great wisdom that is now released into this nation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
And Friday, Yenina Yatsana say, Yababe ye Jumani at Yabwa, Yamai Ghana. Baby, I will be I am Wakwabo, Ghana Montie Sunie. And a day to no check here 23rd May the year 2025. Yada trade upon Yamia say, Yabwa boy Yahobai, Yakwakwa Koda, ya sorry. Esa dene Yanko Pokra Yamu. A radiation moja na dia peti eso. Meba chenra na wona muti sai. Wonim so bi wo hokwa kata so kura untimi na owe ya asemo. Obe wo bere ne ho wo bere ebe. Nyame kan ye ho. Meka se obi so yare odampem. O yare dampem o. Odu anadwo untimi na. Obi benya wa na efri yade Ewrade ma ye nyina hoden sonoko wate obi bia yare bia Nyankopon sa yare ewiase no ma se nya easy o wa hoden akoba krampo na ye den na woda ho eya semo obi tibi yare aduru ba bi na fe abusua kra benya nanka Nyankopon aton sa frɛ no menu ewiase na da wo na nya easy wate Itende se wa hoden aseda na eso de menyame. Wa hoden aseda nkuto. Midin de Ministerial OSEI AGYEMAN joba de your friend Ghana Montie Ghana Munsem. Esamakodo ekoso na Friday. Edu Friday na yo bibia ya to ne dey say weekly retrospect. Eje say na otwemu ni nyina esamakodo a esise no. Aya na eboaboa no kama. Na afi na ya tase ne se konua ne besepa ban no na ya yiyimu kama ne de apeti agu aye wiem na onso ebia na enani de dika wuti ebia na wotwimpo wunya adaje enti radio na je se ya church on sama akoso enra ya vice president Ghana ya omampanya be de kire Nyankopon ede na ba be kan sa na professor Jane na no poko agyeman na ontiapo Abankesie mo edeba betu dwase okọ akwakoje ayaresa ya me adom wakọ asamba bedru asomdwe mo aye ma meti apopa mo ana mo bana wuto aya na for political reasons enroma bi aya me nsoso kra political reasons it will be yare a efri na manyoko ma o efri na manyoko na we de wawu na amafo bana wuto it is a what is obi afri mo a aya na wo sheda na wa na wo sheda na wo chro de koto mo ana ma chro social media na ma chro na de dada ho na mo bop ye vice president awuto me ba cho mo yes ani nyina no you should bow down your heads in shame vice president Nyankopon de na ba be kan sa was have for na manyo sem tantan no mo ye ne sa keke Obi yare na we ye ode na obo na wuto. And now wo ha na your full besu sa Jerry dia yati ya no come say vaso. Obe from say bacho. Yede nyame asese nra Vice President Ababeka ensa. Ebono si ebeko peace 104.3. Yede kase abonde yede kan bebro. Saranso ena yewo eyede obokrata mu nsem ho abefonte ta ma so ho. Yewo nsem akodo bebre. Solid interviews yede beto also. Na ya twese de ansem na eko. Yede abefonte ta ma so no yebeke je agum. Amasacha me kwamna mafu. One eye tonam. Womo na ebehwe na eye newspaper review de obonkrata no. Womo yemu adwuma. Beba chokola ne beko school sorry na ye nteme meba chowo. Womo dware nkwada no sa womo dware omo che. Woma dware obeche sa ti je o man supervision. Eti check battles wo. Check wona emu se bibia koyie. Uniform na se mejiri se wato. Aya na nkwada no Friday wear. And I say schools do na Friday wear. Ben suku no so de wa oni tu ya na wato so camera de ama no why. Says uniform say nya ba ko pede. Ija na ni nyina wa mo ani akọ ho. And the homework no. Akoda no why homework ne de. Sa wo ba free school ba so free school mo no ba bedura. Aya no wa bisa na school mo what sen. Wo no ba ni nkomo wo school mo why. Aya so ba ya hey come for bag no kwoto. Kana kwa na da kwa woni ni nkomo wo Eje be pacho aya na wa ma wani akwakwada de obedie ene dia obehye ma woni kwa homa me wate be pacho ma meka wo nso o wo kwa wo ma ne diwe me wo mo sunsununuro aya atoma omo aya me obi wo ho aje se be ya 3 years ni ondi we me ne ba ne da ubo sa kwada no ho a yare kakra bi na fu a cheko eji oba time me kai o afen so wo man wo health insurance card wa mo ne sa wo so nkoya wo dia wo me fa ho me ma na medwen mo wo health insurance card wo ho aya cheke so they say because akwada de obetima yare at any time ene sika no so ebi na ho ana wo de o sika dan ma well no problem say wo nya say we de anya hwe me de me kan wo so on the health insurance card I know wa fa no wa cheke nei health insurance wo boss star 929 hash ebeba obetumi a cheke se ewu se enwu obi wo ha ne ba health insurance ewu etie bia bibi kakra bi to akwada ne yi no afafu do health insurance na wu ene health insurance nso de se ewu a wo do hospital obetua papa obetua hwan na ka to se health insurance nya adwuma adwuma papa eti wo man health insurance cards de bia bomoden se obama wani akọ ho mema ni nwu eti me na wo kasa ya kona ko cheke asa sika na bi ni ho me uba me nya bosia ni bi ma wo eti dia me ya ne se me kaakai o na da bia wabo ahode ato e ba just what you say because oba yare a obi betima kire na ne fa ne kwa ha o da bi o doctor bi kra wo we ho ya de pa ezu anfa sika nka ho eti wo ha na wabo aho ate mama papa wo anu abo aho e de ja me kaakai because oba me nya bi ma o inti media ne say make aka we radio so I okay that's them peacefmonline.com citynewsroom.com classfmonline.com starfmgh checkoutghana.com any other relevant news portals woman boy I be want to town man so yade sama wodo yade bro we need 100.9 so eti ya baba cha be for the town man so no said the answer na here okay, ya kwa na make out say we go Facebook live a message bia wo bia now they to ho. Saranso and now go YouTube channel na one your Despite Media. Despite Media and your YouTube channel no. Okay, me bacho yen share 70 bi na yemfa enko ye name. Ekufuado's government's run-down presidential jet. Its fuel tank is even corroded. Omanebuama. Hey! Ghana Defense Minister Dr. Omanebuama has accused the previous Ekufuado's administration of neglecting presidential jet, the country's presidential jet, leaving it in an unserviceable condition. Hey, Abusiani etie. Wiemhyɛn na ɛfa yɛ man panyimfoɔ no. Ɔman panyi bi abedi so a wiemhyɛn na obeyuso no. Bebacho Dr. Omanebuama sɛ Nana do Akufo-Addo na ban no. Wiemhyɛn no wɔn to na jeje mu. Eche se fonwo na edigu wiemhyɛn ni mu no kra no tank na egogu mu no pro. Ei. Ena na enem wiem. Ose tank de kra pro. Aye se tan. Tese ukosebese kra na eche se aye bibia wo ho. Abusa we anyame na miko. Dr. Omanebuama ono na ode sesem wi ode atudwa nti se Ghana wiemhyɛn na yese airport tete no ese ye bende yento ntwene ne yakwakoto fofra na wona ye Ghana ni o wona ye de usika kwakoto inu mienu yento ntwene na yakoto fofra na okay iteno so emunsem ena edakwe nti ye bedwedwen Umunsam no. Ayo. Ana kwakwa ensempi. Yetu aswe na yenhwe dia ewo ho. So far we need a law to stop abuse of mineral royalties. Chamber of Mines boss. The acting chief executive of Ghana Chamber of Mines, Ahmed Nantokma, is demanding passage of the law to regulate how mineral royalties are used at the local level. Abusia, when you say from a good day na year to no. Sika kakra na yensa kana kura no. Eno so a sika no yenyusu ni yi. Yenyusu se de ayepe. Just say omanyuma de yensa kaska bia. Fine be fa so ebe yusu sika na just say bibia ho. Ye mu ni da bia yesu ena yetu famgo wa ha o. Ena famgo na yetu aga na ha no. E fa so de ben kra na de bra yen. Kakra na eba no nso a ebeto eye consolidated fund ni mu a na ya ne basa. Neno ena mineral commission boss there be sa de we de mu a. Ete say yetiminya eye emra kete na yetimi de bo eye kwan a e fangu sika no ye fa so yuso no yetimi de bo ho ban na yetimi bibia akoyie ete be pa cha ne ya adwen fafa 0201162746 na enti esema wono no afesu yenhwe yebeka ya Senior Staff Association for womo wo eye various universities womo ye se womo ko strike wo musika sembe ho aban enra wo ma instructor controller so ntua se wo musika de ma wo eti wo mu strike ne so wo ma twa sensen iti ase kire ne na akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ nka bom ko a yɛ from Nagrat wɔn se akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ wɔn ba bepetuo ɛde ahyɛ wɔn ho ɛnam sɛ kwada na wɔn kyerɛ wɔn adeɛ no wɔn ebiri wɔn attack wɔn so they will arm themselves but arming themselves and so doesn't mean say tuo mom ɛde so wɔn na ma no ma boa wɔn ho sɛ deɛ nura meka kyerɛw sɛ abrantie bi edi me tete no a me see form because me see form na ma boa me ho abrantie bi a eche se oye se o tata me wana me pe ba bi gina na me see from na me see and me see ni mema mu pa because me mani hu se maboa me ho me mani hu yi e wa pe no didi matam no tu ne ka ko and I'm say oh that's ramite next time and I say easy Ghana ha obi be ku wato wache ne keka ho eti akyerɛkyerɛ fo se nkoda yi akyerɛkyerɛ obehwe nkoda yi obi tibi ku akyerɛkyerɛ ni bi se kan eti wɔn sese wɔn mo bɛboa wɔn ho akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ no sei wɔn mo ba bɛboa wɔn ho sɛdeɛ me Jerry me nama me yi Nyankopɔn bambo firi hɔ a me ami mu no maboa me ho yi aboa me ho papa na wa try na wa hwɛ ade okay maame akosua etonam watena se agos
my Jerry
mache
mejos
nyame
na dumo na
nyame adom bako
nyame asi
Amansan Chiame Jack Toronto Mafu. Pama for abroad din say.
Na yetu.
Na yetu. Masa e ko ba bo abroad din.
Na yetu. Na me na frɛ me baako. Na ma me nso frɛ me baako.
Na dean na wo di ko school. Wona na dean na ma me dean no. Anani mienu.
Me de ma me nua ne de ne ko
aba pabna we pa ma se yakoba babo ni nyina ache ne tesa kwa mienza no no okay yakwa ni na jwa krata no muzem
yo abusiafo de obakrata Ghanaian Times ne de ma mu ate ama mu akwa abe yase ayade bi ye frɛ no obstetric fistula na sa fistula yi en wo mu tese ma wo bie no ekeka ko ba sa 12,000 ne ha dwene say limited infrastructure and a main concern UTAS vice chancellor and Walamentie abai no idea a desredi and wadema sir establish school for children with special needs learning disabilities etrese yenya bibi sononko emfama nkwada no a wo madi dem no sade ye be ya won so obetumi enyantete
na the new publisher ana ekra me hwe nim hase a wode Godfred Odami fonyin ababeto a ye beka boka voma won so fonyin edaha ana Tido Soro nso edaha ana chachuchu kata eno nso edaha Tido Soro ana woka se yewura Godfred Odami ese wo hwe judges ya wo mo ete chief justice nsem no so a wo se NDC agenda ya Ghanaian publisher the new publisher ede ho amane body aba na the new publisher ni ho say na wode omampanyin Jordan ni mama fonyini ababeto a na face so vice president Ababedru Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman edaha na face so first lady enso so edaha ena wo bo amane se zizia ne de ma me no bo wa ba ne ho so odin vice president Ababedru ne ho odin pa ya the new publisher the bokrata nso bo ho amane wo ha say na dom kuma nso ena wo mo demand say wo mo hwe na statutory fans no wo mo hwe no mu ntua ya cho say the new publisher so ebo ho amane ene anopai
na etebokrata me de to aso aye daily guide bokrata no a na nim wanum se no tesema mi o dende Vice President Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman Ewurade de na bedru fi asomdie mu akwaye ni tesam Chief Justice ayeyi ne fra konya so no esi ade ono ankasa na num ton wo so public hearing opesa na asem no wa wo mu die no amansan nyina tibie na de wo kwa atan de wo ba atan de ogina woni atentro do His Excellency the former Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia yaso akwa kwasra Commonwealth Secretary General Maami Sharia Yokobote woni neta picture wo mu da hanom kama PPP Vital and what I say no and ebetumi asili likeji a eya to a yegigi anyunu ekokwa ya yenya mfaso bia no expert bi and this asem ya tudwa equal groups of companies chief executive officer your friend George Wotibo nsu yesi agba na baso nti na baso body ya dan komu a ogina ha
na Daily Graphic de bokrata anim ha se na omampanyi ene na bedi ekire omugina ase yaja womudu womunsa to omukomu srefefefe ene o se Vice President aba bedru asundwom no hoden pa ya Daily Graphic ebon ho amane na expert ya wabene ewo fango nsemu ene o se wo hyen satra ya a omaye no ewo efoma gudie mekire oyela yetu animu a oye no yetu no ma we mu no a ebeboa papa amane ma atimi akoyi a Daily Graphic so ebo ho amane wa se Ghanaian nurse bi enanani abrepa global award wo mu chem say ye $550,000 opesa wo kobua ipa ya chese Daily Graphic so ebo ho amane wa ha se na interior minister na odi niema agu akwamu ewo miamia bi a wozusu ahensem ena etutura samentem wase bambonsem enkoyi wo behwe na wodi hujumadi a Daily Graphic ebo ho amane
na adebokrata ya frane se Ghanaian point yanim ha wode ewowura Samijemfi nimfoni ababetua na Samijemfi American ono ya managing director ya wada gold board wano ana Ghanaian point kire se gold board for den se baye se wa wo pese wudi gold hu dwabia no kwana ko register foforo sawuni PMMC kura na ye adwuma kane no a ensese foforo aba na ensese foforo no so na mu ede deadline no ba na wiye no wo mu ntumi register ye wo mu di adesrede ato managing director nim watie wase wa standard deadline no ade kwa nim kakra but this time around was rese obi anya so obedi sansese no so kama sade ebe ya enkofo ha obia emre oya akro kwati ofosu wonu ye government communication minister nimfoni da ha and was no fee stress portal no best 4,000 student kura and woman register Chief Justice Mami get to database abatoko no wodi nimfoni abatua and what say Chief Justice ya suspending way wodi nyansen ade akoko to a was Supreme Court nkabima no afa na sam no sokora betumi a yeni ni bejem na amansan enhunu bi de bokrata yenim ha visa applications yo yasisi ade wo kwa akopa bia atakura maximum aye 5 days unsabeka ononyamfo sam okuje tabra kwa ene woka say Dr. Kesa to forcing yasisi di no wa force pa ma no $1 no a anya asam ketua Ghanaian point
na the Daily Gist ene ekrame ene woka se wo hye basunku a wo mo ehye Chief Justice nsem na footage no aba abonten wo mo chem se CCTV footage na aba abonten o ede wa wonya bi nhweye no Daily Gist se aba abonten na the Daily Gist kroya ena wo se Chief Justice a wo yi no asin chense wo srada se anka na asem die no wo mo nima Ghana fo nyina ehu ene TV so na obi a ehwe bi ya Daily Gist nso de ho amane bo ede aba na Daily Gist kroya so na ebo amane no se domkuma wo mrahye bejefi na esu no mo chem se Sasitri fans no oma locking up nti omu hwe no mumie se de be ya bibia be koya Daily Gist so ebo ho amane e wo ha se na Gist kroya anim ha se wo de omampanyi John Dramani Mahama fonyine aba betoa na Vice President so eye Jenana Opoku Agyema eda ha na face so eye First Lady ya ma Melody na Mahama enso so eda ha na wo hwe ni wo so omu koshia no e wo Kotoka International Airport endra ebra na wo free amanone ebedru ye wa hoodimu eno na wo ka se sisi ane de ma me no hoode papa ya Daily Gist de obokrata nso bo ho amane e wo ha sei na Daily Gist na ebo amane se NIB and omehwehwemu ede afa GRA wo mo ensemsem wo mo ne NSA SML deal no wo mo ba behwe ngo ma ye ho ahwehwemu ya Daily Gist de obokrata abo ho amane wo ha sei na Gist kro ya ɛna wɔbɔ amane no se Gane mampanyi abedi echire ena wakwakosra ayoko boche ewo Commonwealth wo mu asoe ya ewo London na Daily Jason so ebo ho amane
abusia beko peace 104.3 FM so ena ye edafia da boja ye magtere was atma agina konwen ye beba entebia
Abo Nunsia, Ahaye Peace, 104.3 FM, okay, 101.7 Neat, 100.9. Yawa Shiphouse Wabeka Junction Accra, hello, 101.5 we Dum Kumasi. Oh my ma, Yamamunina chi. Everybody says some Yabuano Yamayimun performance, this some say, peace and Opanunsia Cassie. If we have said no, and I'm radio stations about head Dunum so Ghana Niamonone. A live for hot digital radio so London, Unity Radio Worcester, Massachusetts. Kaseboy a live. Ewo Peace 104.3 FM na Peace FM online or Facebook, YouTube and so. And I'm Despite Media. And somewhat ye de ba no pay no, dear edimwa kutini bini.
Dam kuma ya wa my Ghana mra shebe je fie de one sat net Ghana man penny excellence John Dramani mama so set with Tiamra.
Na Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman ababedru Ghana okọ ayareshe kakra no wakasa.
Momo vende beto dwase ebo ni tokun wo framantam aposifo achechemo ese yasa asoni pa ba kuma wo boa se ne be ya enhwehwe ma pa betimi akoso.
Senior Staff Association University of Ghana ene wonfefo atua no ote ye no womo e dia bawie sanse de na womo hwehwe ne fa bi wonsa kan ye kwam no nimu nso a Israel minor emu ensama hodo bebre na apiepie efi ho eba ebi ene se abrantie bi ene ne hokani yakobo wontuo ya e wo Washington womo abankesie mu aboboa no na Benjamin Netanyahu so eto yampia e kire amanya wakasa tia no e wo emwa aid na entimi nkonkodru Gaza for no FM no ehun ensem bi ka we no ho ne yesi ne kosode bramo say peace anopa nunsia kase ye de asede ma
na no pay ye de asede mu rempem wasiedu ekwa de ama medima fo heba wo say Dr. Time Dasom to nsa de afros ya de bi ati ne peduo no mu awako a enko no ya no waba se ne be betimi ahwo se ne a wapomode wonsem betimi awie pay ye de ama wo say ye stroke ya de anasa osisi ne taya wo ya ukotodwa anasa wo ba na be ma wo pay yefuna wo ba ye medima fo heba ne betimi aboa wo ye branch no ye bie bi e won krapompone mantem kwase mayira enti udu ho no ma no wa frem 0244774282 0244774282 anase 0500727215 First Atlantic Bank say enano pay womo yes smarter faster na more secured enti ya de ba ne sikasem toto ye papa betimi aboa woda achi a eni kwan se bra no afi na wo kochi na bank benyo ya yeniem ye fab mobile internet banking solutions chesa wo how bia wo fam bia no ye betimi aboa ne etimi etuase na aba hono ma edwumafo nyina anim tie papa na sika na wo de beto so nyame ya adom a ye bo wonta santenu adiama wo enti convenient enti de bia ye ka kira wo se First Atlantic Bank ye bia ya wo ba hotoso wo sabetimi akam ye so easy safe and afi secure and now no pay any awuti okase bo emu yeme ohene wa kase bo ohene mene
Nana ya kunedu afei kasebon munsemni ena kakranie eno mampani abedi echire Professor J Nana Opoku Agyeman otia ne nachi ekwam no ne kokohwe no ho yare kakra na nyame akro no korenta banso de no aba bedru my Ghana mu asomdwe mu enra de bra oba bedru ye no wakasa de echire nani so ene da ye no se wasan aba ne mighty as my Ghana mu ebiom na adwuma bebre e wo ho enso so a wo se oba ebeye wa chirechire mu e de akire sem tia otia ne nachi kakra yi ene de okokohwe ne hui we hu se Omanfo akire do bebre enti ano kwan na hohoho aye na nige se awrade asa kra no korenta banso de no abenti adwuma ye wo na chi no oba behwe atoaso
that has happened that we all need to do, and I know that with our collective will much more.
Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman eni na fei wɔse wɔda ɔmanfoɔ nyinaa aseɛ no enipa bi wɔ hɔ a wɔse wɔbɔ wɔn din mfomfoa na wɔda aseɛ mu wɔda ase de afiri apɔmuden mu animdefoɔ yɛ wɔ ɔman Ghana mu ada wɔn ase ado wɔn ase bion san so ɛna aban mu mpanimfoɔ ne adɔfoɔ yɛ a ɛboa no ɛbra ɔpae no saa hwehwɛ no anaso ne ho ɛdodo no wɔse aseda kɛseɛ no mampani John Dramani Mahama ɛna wɔde ɛma no ɛfiri sɛ ɛbrɛ ba yɛ putupuro mu a no ɛnso wɔanyi no ama ɛboa yɛ deɛ wɔso yɛ bia ɛde ɛboa no ɛno te kɔkɔda ɔso ɔra Ibrahim Mama ɔpani a wɔda engineers and planners ano no ɔno aso Jata Cement ɛyɛ ne deɛ chief executive Jata Cement saa yɛ ne deɛ wɔdɔ ɔno so ase pɛ free sɛ ɛbra asɛm ne ba yɛ ananso ne hododo no no ɔkɔ ayarehwɛ yi ɛmoa papa ne de aboa no no wanka no yɛboni ayɛ
know where you appeared from him and quickly set in motion what we needed to do. And I also want to thank all of you, your prayers, for your good wishes. I can't be thankful enough. I'm very grateful. But I need to isolate beyond family and friends, your brother, Mr. Ibrahim. He stopped at nothing to ensure that I had what I needed. And then he also came to the hospital. He came to sit by me, and that was healing by itself. So, my little boss, I'm very, very grateful.
Onipa yɛte ne kasa yi ɛyɛ ɔmampani abɛdi akyire Professor Jane Nano Opoku Agyeman yɛnsɛntwerɛ ne Salamat Kuku Apinto ɛna de nsɛm yi ɛbaayɛ
yɛto akaseɛ bɔ yi ɛsɔ dɔm kuma yi a wɔ ɔman Ghana mmara ɔhyɛ bedwefie na ahyɛ aseɛ wɔ kasa wɔn tena wɔn nsa ɛde hwɛ Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so sɛ wɔtia mmara Kron kuma memo Emra Act 936 na mampani wetia ntino besi na eguso aye kase bese ndisi ababetena so abosum enum eba no mensi assembly common fa na wotimi entuasa so na sika sefata na edimu se wode kwa akoto apomodin si echi ba foto musunya de mampani kwa bia so wetua emra hye bedwani ya wogina hode ma adehia wo wansa wom adregira bato mpesua so ewe poye matemo eye Frank Anodompre wode sansem wenyina to dwabra na wone sentrofo di nkomo na dia work kan se ndisi ababetena so wo mo hu se ne etie bia Ghana for do wo mo ntino ya wo mraba tan bi wo hɔ mo mguso a wo mo etietia so ensem pika wo na ɔto no bo asa wo kyerɛkyerɛ mu
ena me no kase ekobusu mi nsie te kukura nkɔ assembly hɔ ena ogu assembly hɔ a obi aye mu de nse sum nanom ɔna mo tete assembly ho na bɛka yenya ne baba ofi common fa na ɔkɔ bia friend health akɔmudi hu nsam 9.92 billion Ghana cedis ɛwɔ budget ni mu nya me na me bɔ mi timu aka ena me no kase one cedi kran kɔ get fund some 4.1 billion nkɔ parliament second quarter one cedi kran by na no bi di akira yeso ya release letter me ko controller asefon sena kokko John omodi dada SIF social investment fund ya de boa na common fund no kware mobo sabio wona omodi dem wona sabi boduafo wona ebi ni omo nsam a yenyina etu aprentin na edu awreho a epagya yitie kwa assembly eno bi academy de ntia yesi aban no adwinin po no se eniema bone ne yenye no this year Ghana for the enche wa woni tua then candidates Mahama, as in Mahama is the hope. You know, so when you hope you need the idea, essence say, so if you come up on the SIF, health fund, get fund, common fund, payment to parliament in Nano. A idea emrashe for to some phone, emrashe the kitchen say, on to me Casame Panamitia, because of share local governance act at 963 now. A cassette quarterly busumi me and some years at the
Yera manensi hodma woto aso kire se nyade akwan bia so dom kuma wo my Ghana mra hye bedwefie betena se se ne be ya NDC aban bebu mra so
Lipia busia kasiya en bring Ghana for home inti ma is a and busa people of this country inti I report na bia mudi manu tumbia omobetie
Amra sebedwani ya wogina hode ma adehia wonsa wo ma adwegira baton pesua so no wepoye mantemom eye Frank Anodompre sansem weyi Emmanuel Colin eboaboa no de besom yen
Senior Staff Association University of Ghana edi atudwa se tuano omote ye na wotwe mu no enei wo mo de ba wie enti adwumayefo nyina nkonkoto wo mo adwuma esom na Technical University Administrators Association of Ghana TUAG and the Federation of University Senior Staff Association of Ghana FUSAG and na ebo muti atua made to so aduonu baako na che se ukwade atwa mu ene na wotwem na omatua no a wo mo ete ye no no mo se ehihye bi omo ne aban ewo na aban fam de ewo so ye no be sa abosumi nsia aban ayi nani enti so wan pusu nunum a wonte ne kankan ti ewo se wo mu pusu nunum no mu pusu ye de kire se empanifo nhwe na wonya ho bribi emfa ema wo mo enura ye no nsia kasebo mu Sadat Mohammed Eni Ora George Anson oye National Chairman Senior Staff Association of Ghana edi nkomo eno wachem de achesa bainam sikasama so ye no som ede de ne wo mo hwa ho kwan no ho krata apiedwa it is the apamoma no ano mo wo no a na wo hwe kwan no sikasama so ye na gina ban na mu de sefata atodwa enti ena ama wo so de akokuduro ede atua no mo te ye no ekwa wiye
around this time, any back of friend say, was sending me, was up in such a binge. The Krata, finance minister, actually, Emma Quanta Fidi, the Editano, a Quanta Jose, among the money. Krata, bar, as I said, you take almost a year in West regulators, almost a minister at the Krata company, at the command investors, say, they are buying any my 4 years, shall could do me. I buy up to us until most of only Mujumana says, Casimbu, Mugana, Infantry, and she, and also. I mean, Charlie, none of pay, and attended at the buy.
Onipo kasa Ora George Johnson wa manu asoa wajina we so the two Senior Staff Association of Ghana and a Technical University Administrators Association of Ghana for enim say di abeni enti omakoma to omoyemu etua no mte no mo emfa enkwawie so omanfo kaya every November bosome wa fe 2024 and mpanimfo pusu won ho ene aban eye nhyehyeye ne no ene koka akwantin female no nti ene ne na wotwe na fe na kakrantem ni wosande atua ehyehye so
not just a new in our badia, not just a day, Shedimuna, Abitu, it's not issue, not just as I say, Sadia, and be uncle Yenachuma, into the Kobayan, now come. And Timmy and Sandy, we are satisfied with what the government has done, and Tina, yes, we are quite. And yes, you are only every yes, idea. Sabrina put a jump for one money. As I said, if you say jump only the one, only in 2 months, second school, you might find another bonus for my mind. If they are not buying for very quite mine. In the news food falling tea, and I say,
Yera George Anson, were National Chairman, Senior Staff Association of Ghana. Clinton kwesiamu wako ene nini di sa ankomwe ana wotintim sa ensem Sadat nini di ho ankomwe ebaye ya pem so de ani akyeremu awansam foforo asaposifo ye wo fra mantemo e den krata tentie pie montene so na nsem a wo ka anim from Mantema posifo akyerem se me bosome ne da to so dungwoche wa fimbese no mienu e na woche abrante ba ko a wonu se no ye friend happy so wodo wenya mfrihia eduosia enum ne bone a wodi nyina nse susu se momo vendor Christopher Hodo ya ye bo ne tuo ku ne gine sika fre ne nsem e wa flawo ye no e wo from Mantem e probosome ne da to so eduonu enwoche wa fim wonim ho ma chepa na posifo de atudwa kyerem se wo mu di ka che wonu ankasa ne ba be mu abaako wode de ye de ne kogina emra animu amra no guso a ne no eko ahye na ye bowura ne dem hodom no niam a ye hu de ebusua se wani ensese ye ka kire wetuo no ne ayaye wo my Ghana mu se wo nsa so bi mu sa so ene tu aboba dodo na agu ne dem hodom wo ye no esi enchen ye tuo anno be se enan esanso eka ho na afeso haban ye susu se eye win tampe homayi eno so na ebisanso eka ho wo ye no esi enchen atramado eno so di mu akotene papa ye bisa no na happy so wodo wode atudwa wo kyerkyem sanya ne dia na emum ne ba Michael so wonu ade nti wo besre ese kwa bia so aposifo enyentum na wo matoa so akyerkyem se me bosome ne de to so aduonu ba ko wa fim sada no na eyuku ada ne ba ba mu ano ye de ne kopie mu court a Ghana mrasha ne se nyame ya adoma June bosome ne de to so dunsia wa fim won san so mra san asam no wo mo hyase a wo mu guso na afi wo ye mu hwehwemu
aposifo atoa so akyerɛ sɛ me bosome ne da ɛtɔ so dumienu ɛwɔ afi mu ɛne aposifo fa wɔn hwɛ abɔnefo sam so wɔ my Ghana mu ne fa ɛwɔ CID atena kɛseɛ wɔ nkrapomponi mantam yɛ dwumaden sans wɔn bua kyerɛ sɛ wɔn tete yɛ sɛ nipa bɔnfo asabe Christopher ahodɔ wɔn gye ne nkwa free ne nsam no na wɔn tete na nipa yɛ do wɔn no wɔn nyinaa yɛ miɛnsa Hadi Sule wɔnya mfirihyia no aduonu mmienu ɛwɔ Abraham dodoɔ na afɛ no wale wɔn anya mfirihyia aduonu anum ɛna Eric Dodginu wɔn nso anya mfirihyia aduonu anum na nsɛm no atoa so akyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ me bosome ne da ɛtɔ so dunan ɛna nipa miɛnsa wei yɛde wɔn nyinaa kɔpie mu ɛwɔ mmerɛ no mu a ɛbɛtɔ odwa sɛ wɔn asɛm sɛnea na wɔn asi ne ti ase a wɔn ntumi nkyerɛkyerɛ mu nti no aposifoɔ de ato dwa wɔkyerɛ sɛ wɔn twere wɔn kukumu kakra nyame yɛ adom a June bosome no ne da ɛtɔ so dunsia wɔ afi mu yɛbɛsan so afrɛ asɛm no nsɛm no atoa so akyerɛ sɛ me bosome ne da ɛtɔ so dunan wɔ afi mu kɔku agwada uchuku onya so na afeso Michael so wono enu se aposifo kyerɛ sɛ wɔn dro a wɔn ɛma kyerɛ sɛ court ne yɛde wɔn nyinaa kopie yɛ na wɔn bua kyerɛ sɛ sɛnea nsɛm ne si kɔ yɛ nti no ehia ma sɛ aposifo kukumu yɛ san so de wɔn kɔkyerɛ sɛnea wɔn betimi aboa nhwehwɛmu na June bosome no ne da ɛtɔ so dunsia wɔ afi mu so yɛtimi afrɛ wɔn asɛm baako a wɔdi mu akɔtede paa yɛ atwu agblagla enu se na aposifo kyerɛ sɛ bere a wɔn so ne pɛɛkyi na afi wɔn tie kwan wogu so a wɔbɔ ne nkuro ɛfa na ehia ma sɛ yɛtimi ɛma ne bill na emom kwan bia so wɔbɛboa sɛnea ɛhwehwɛ ma pa betimi akɔso sansɛm wɔnti aposifo yɛ ombutu framantam ɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔn yɛ Ghana de hyia yɛ dwumaden papa pesan sɛ bere bɛtɔ dwa sɛ Christopher Ahodoye a wɔyɛ momo vendor enipa bɔnfo royɛ mogya mpa wɔ tirim da emimfo sɛbi wɔn agye ne nkwa afiri ne nsam no ade hyia na ɛhyɛ aseɛ ɛne ɔte wɔn ma na aposifo kyerɛ sɛ course yi ba wo so sɛ ya wo peke ya no wɔn akyerɛ papa we happy so wɔdɔ sɛ ne ba brantia ne yɛhwɛ ne ni ase am saa bɔnefo sɛm wɔka ho bi enti wɔn bua kyerɛ sɛ Ghana fo kro yada ne boa yɛ ɛma nhwehwɛ ma pa timi ɛkɔ so sansɛm we nyina da DSP Felix Danku wɔno kasa ɛde ma aposifo wɔ framante wɔno ɛna nkrata tintin we nyina ne nsa ɛhyɛ aseɛ
ɛyɛ peace anɔpa no nsia kaseɛ bɔ yɛ home so agye nkrato madaroma yɛba sesia
What be some plumber? A DM pipe no di bo adwuma no. Kai no say DPS pipe nko na onfa mo adwuma bribia o. Esan gidi amenya wo DPS pipe mu nti. Memfani agrokra o. Enti frɛ 0543 662 727. Pomachira kwan was Spintex Road, Coca-Cola chiriwa. DPS pipe. Gidi ashenso die. DPS pipe. Pipe nyina hene.
Amanfo dia moka kyerɛ Freddy's Corner wo home appliances ho no
or dia ba Freddy's Corner Home Appliances Center.
Home appliances a ɛyɛ papa bia ebi wɔ ho
brands bɛn Media, Samsung, Kaiwell, TCL,
TV, air conditioner, freezers, fridges, water dispensers ɛne dia keka ka ho nia wo benya good warranty dia ko Freddy's Corner Home Appliances wo kokomemle
CCTV a ɛboa ma monitor your properties and your business at anywhere in the world.
CCTV ani da ho ɛwo detector, clear pictures, Wi-Fi connector. Wotumi connect ma wo phone. Na wa monitor baby a wo wiase bia.
Freddy's Corner Home Appliances abeka Freddy's Corner edwosu ahodo a oton phones ene ehun accessories no ho.
Fresh 0544 959195 ana 020 7937323 ana so brokokomemle City Light in Chehwa. Na ye can discount ene achede a obetiasie.
Freddy's Corner,
home of authentic home appliances, phones, and its accessories. Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital Bena Black History and War America, China, Africa, and Ghana and Penifua Bonabaso say, or say a real moment for Tiapopa.
Amen Scientific Hospital. I had a sabia, or one video was so, Yawudasua, and Vidiana Chiro Yadi, Nanua Sanso Sao Yadi.
Amen, I expect of one croyaria, one run when nam. Now, what Dr. Fonia Nurse Fonso, or what's a man?
Amen Scientific at the Herbal, Homeopathy, Naturopathy, and Reflexology, Esaya dear.
So I wanna pay, and I are to same pa, Yamia Dumunti, Yaria Expert. Amen Scientific Ebabwama inshallah what to. Now once with the dance said the Ghana Fonia brochure for be dear dance no.
Accra, Amen Scientific our domain, Oben Snake Flats, and Alashibinso, our Klagon, Eben Shaman Road, Underbridge Ope.
Our Krabata P. Frey, not sure dear Ben 0245 020-2752-54 ana 020-722-9505. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital.
Allow Shafi, Nyamene Yaresafo.
So wakoma ho hyehyew ana ebo periperi de broni kan heartburn no a ede na sese wo ye na se wo yam so atim so
wo be pack na farmer Martin's liver salt techira kwan entem ehwie nsu agu glass mo ate Martin's liver salt no ba kwa no na wo de agum
wo be hu se ehuru wa glass ni mu na wa nom Martin's liver salt ye won orange flavor ana ba ko so ye plain
wonu mu a ho beto lemum edi na anu na ho nto wo a ko hu doctor papa no no 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 akasa Polita is everywhere durable and authentic stronger brand you can trust Polita we get some more Rambo and get some more super and the Polita we dey Polita papa no no 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 akasa
always the best. Kwame sheni multi-bet so GD say ebe farmer ne nanfufuo ni ne chitafo nyina. Or the best way for bet influencer. And your best one the fufura abroad chiche ni code no. Etimi mani nye sika. Course dudu o chiche no ne chire sika dudu o benya. Obia betimi ye bet influencer. We ya the fufuro kra edi kan ewo wiase afane nyina free betway. Kaise nchiche kakra wo ho. Gaming Commission of Ghana sashase. Woni fie no otwe a enko ho. Bet ni wonyansem.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knobs.
Yada se afei amnone ensemni. Asemya ye bi esi ewo Israel banem senior tena ye wo Washington DC ewo America. Na wo museum bi eye Jewfo edia nti wo bodwa edi dwuma bi ewo hom. Okrabrifo bi atwetuo akwakusane mu de agu abrante ne ababa bi so a wo asi aware kwan mu amponi aka na wotwe besi mu nom ene eso wo kwakwaye ho amane ewo Israel Jerusalem. Na emu amane boye ba ye ene se nipa no a wotwe etuo no and once watching to a sunny day see nipa mienu and nam no so and odi ekum wo dimekum na wo ku wono no sha se wo hye mom e fa Palestinian ho se Israel tete Palestinian fo enti ene sa na mono a wako akutum we ama American penifo adoa no na numpo odi nsabone ni wie no no ankasa e de ne ho kokoma aposi se de waye ni da hye na mu na odi ne ho kokoma aposi enti atani Jenny Piro achechire mu onsentwefo hye mu asesem edipa mienu Yaron Legenski ene Sarah Lynn Milgram ya yedi womo ewunum womo America de womo so sebi otan ene basabasa ye bi atise so enti krache no de ne ho aba de emra edebia no womo de ebeto na yede no afa emra ekwansom wadi mfie aduasa de kokotwe tue yi a ye friend Elias Rodriguez ye se Chicago ena wote ya wobo ne bra na ebrekro no a wo Israel for ensemu no wo manso for Benjamin Netanyahu say ekwan a aman bi to say Canada, Britain and French ekasetia womo ade efa emwa aid wosenke du amanfo ye wo Palestine for FM nenso na twentwen na se wo mu se amakwan so mo fa aid ne nkodan so akoka akwantimfi no ne sa aman miensen ka so makasetia Israel se enipa wo man no mu ye Palestinian memu no mpese mo hye mo ne ye enti entwa yie no Benjamin Netanyahu se ono so betimi ama sa aman miensen mo ye se womo so sebe bone so mo na to ne awudie ya Palestine fo bi enam Hamas dimu eyedi tia womo Israel no ena enei sa aman miensen e ba besoso so ama otamfo no enya entaban na aman miensen ya ye komasem yi edrubre bi e ma womo kasa ye e de ma Israel ti nei aba be hwehwe nkrofo aso se na no bi na Benjamin Netanyahu amayi e kasa e de efa de wo ye ho efo awo so na de na wo se ye ene omanfo ye wa Palestine wa ho yire mu esan sai atoyenche mu mwa aid entimi nkodu omo ho entem entimi mpo nkobe na wotwe du ba ko afei ene kwam atena e konso e kanya ne de wo ba ababe kasa e de etia wo
Ebusia kase boa ye boa no ha ena ye de semidin ohene gwa kase boa hene mene
nana ya kunedu
Yadi aseda koma medima for herbal penny for my yadi nyame hira wo mo yenim se yadi no de ba se ya ne the time de ato so se de be ya ne tie bia no ye ka se don hwere ba ko si ya na ho atom enti entena se masebe ya wasofo bi ho no mu a wo mo nka no kura yadi no ye betimi etu ase wo be ka se we de empai bo na anointing oil no wo hwie gu de pedua no mu se ya na afa ko de etia entena se e ma yadi eni wodam na e ba ne se stroke yadi mu bu yadi se ye hwetimi bo atu ase ena obi wo ho no ma ne sisi ne taya ne ya wo de ne se okotodwe enti okoto pa na wo sori a na akwa boache bi den ye hia ma se mema pa ne be so mu dia na me patcho yade bi enkoye ha dwene medima for herbal se na no peyen kan kire se bra na ba the doctor say what the time beto so e ba na wo mu nsem a wo ba me hye wada wo ba woni okunu nka ho na afi momra na ne se be ma na free na eja ya pedro ni bi na ye di amano pokwa se mayira e na obehu ye chia kwan wo ba ye se nyankopon ti ne etie bia ade no ye betu ase e de amawo ye number 0244774882 0244774282 and now say 0500727215 hefa ene na no pay me bisa say we sika eda First Atlantic Bank and a water sadia frost e honom de ye so smarter ne entia ye kasa ne se oba kwan ye beto ye boase age ofel kasa bia wotie bia no ye wo woni a customer care wo mo ye ade enti ye to boase si ye no wo kasa ye dagbani ana dagari se ne ma me chechem ya no peya ni nyina ye nya abotre ne wo kasa fefefe na wetimi ate ye product no asem e na ye dwumedi a ye de ne so faster ye ne tentem so e de ma enti anya bank ya wo kwa bekasa bia de mu ni nyina na me call banki e na me sika nyina na se me bre madaji nyina ma se honom ye de no entesam e na wo du sika kra beto honom so secure wonte se wo chena nko wo bia frɛw e na me patcho ne etie ne de fa wo pin anase wo ATM code ni pin fa bra ye ho no ye nye ne sesanse ye dwene mo ho ankasa fa mobile and internet banking solutions eye ya catching team ya na entnase ema wo bia amfa sikasam ho haw emfa ntete wabra bom joining the People Bank sisia na experience ye krabehwe wonsa entimi enka wo de innovative na ye ne kire se ye de ene banking senia dwumedie ne sitie ye sua de ko anim ye sua de ko nkanti brano kwan fa so dwumedie ye de no ya na yesesem eye so easy so safe so secure. First Atlantic Bank deal 2 times digital bank of the year and now for so 5 years so asset refreshingly different enti mame ye fancy
yadamu ina se amamumo eniti
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie na mansanya so adawro kofiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo neat 100.9 FM
nipa enyiro na nani ahode ebafo empo emabunu bi ebre ewo anim nanso eni yade biara wo no mekanfo Optovision Eye Clinic ediamao Optovision Eye Clinic provides diagnosis and world-class affordable treatment for all eye diseases, including glaucoma, cataract, and yadia would be. Dear Stronko Krani say, Optovision Eye Clinic, where quality designer space, a hood will be fatal. Send me a penny biara. It is a when you and answer when you are the other form, and answer who person who are dear here. Unim baby as a sawoba. Optovision Eye Clinic.
Call us on 0553 270806 or WhatsApp on 0558 517556. Optovision Eye Clinic.
Ghana Montie na mansanya so adawro kofiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo neat 100.9 FM.
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie
Meba cho na fiade. Yemo akwa bagana muntie eso enie. Yeba bebe di komana watchi samagodo esisi. Na watchi de nkomo so a aye kese pa. Eye economic gains a Ghana. Yenya. Eye exchange rate no. Said the city na appreciate aye nkomo pa na watchi. It's a Friday weekly retrospect at Aponoso. Your vice president Enra Wababa Bedru. Your man Penny say Dr. Fone say or you're 20 years younger. It's your vice president. Kwabana ni age no. It's ni age no dia wanya bia no ye 20 years a free. Sana Dr. Fone catch na ye don ma say. It is so 50 years and just say no. Pe ahwade na wanya no na just wanya 30 years. So what 70 years pe ahwade wanya na just wanya 50 years. Eti anoso eye dia na watchi apie eye nrada impo. Mechia minu aba kwa your friend Wellington Ade Jr. Over United States of America. Wellington, remember, good morning, what's it? America won and Yamishra. Na meka say amasacha me kwabna mafo na brofudin oba beba me yatenene na obi a eye ne nana ma na brofudin e na ne ma me ma ne baako na emomoko school no de ne ma me nua abrofudin ode ma no de ko e babra wo kai say me kai say weekend obi akwa check up wo a wo nko check up da ana akwa check up a che no Baba de so be ko check up. Eti eye mi nua Mr. Kofi Nyako e na wa test me message bi na go bi Nyako. Ose sese no be say da maka nti nyame ya adoma oba ba be family je say yeko. Na misa
so akwaba. Efe no oba fa.
Afi na oba be family yako. Na misa onye ready no be family. Teacher
Kofi Nyako.
Teacher Kofi Nyako. One man teacher on. Okay. Teacher Kofi Nyako. Because say Kofi Nyako no ese teacher foodie pa. Teacher Kofi Nyako so de pa.
Edin bi wo wa yam fantna bank.
Yeah.
Edin bi wo wa yam fantna bank.
Oza.
Yeah, the teacher.
Teacher say Kofi Nyako.
Yeah. O person wo yesika ho adwuma. O make sure say ni din san ka ho. Addison.
Okay. Forsen. Enensen. Oh. Blankson. Simpson. And no one de etna bank no.
Johnson.
Johnson see do
Yeah.
Harrison no.
Yeah.
Na woka say ye fro Kofi Nyako de ampa cho no ye classroom.
Kofi Nyako de say classroom ana baba.
Kwabra o kan say no. Kofi ayam na bi ko. Kwabra na eka ono so send message me nche so chia. Just Kofi Nyako ne de eje baba.
Ni tie ya ni yi Nyako na fro ne ya frɛ no Kofi baba.
Kofi baba. Okay.
Edin bia ni hade aye.
Ade na lawyer for so e.
Oh, lawyer de. I said edin ne taye adofo. Ni makonom. Tamakulu.
Un say asem panyindin.
Sorry.
So, yeah.
Tokunu.
Okay. David a tokunu na yenni din o.
Send kunu din.
Send kunu na no afa ne medi name ne ye. So oye lawyer ni aso ko ware ni kunu. Nse ne medi name no eye Isaba. O na utumbo ni nyina ye. Get through. Isaba. Inti say Isaba na den.
Isaba ya Fante.
Fante. Okay. Eno na nye dey born name o. Okay. Eye din ankasa. Dimpa. Okay. Isaba
Araba no na Tuesday bonds.
Oh, obi o de Araba bia Tuesday.
Normally, ebi o aye tumi de ne tu obi.
Okay.
But
okay.
Araba Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Hey. Ene Araba Segua Hega na oyemime to school. Na madam for pa ba me na me nim say na Tuesday. Ne your friend Araba Segua Hega.
Into one say
we Professor Hagan na the baba kono no.
Oh, okay. Tuesday for no. Ya samu ye twintwan kaka. Ya samu ye.
Yeah, Tuesday the masam be twintwan. Na me kra me nim Tuesday ni anasam ye twintwan pokra na wo minim wa ka meka say ne. Oh no, wama Tuesday for nyina ya brandom say masam e
de. Yeah, we want the right thing to be done. What you say?
Okay.
So who say ye kun wo baby a na kire say injustice bi koso wo ho.
Oh, okay.
Ana say bibi koso wo ho no mo
enye
ye de.
Any Tuesday for no.
Yeah, we say na ye kun. Na ma jari
yeah, Kobi.
Ayi asem ya na obrobro suwe. Wei yankwa tina ne yebua.
Ene de.
Ya wade ne kraman we ne tachere maso aboa. Economy no net say ya nyina ya esu.
Yeah.
Ya to aba aban foforo aba. Aban foforo no ba ye no eniema start ten. Na wo si yamfa nwani onyam no nkoma aba dada no a wotemu no a na wa ma ye ho kire yen no yamfa abasobon nkoma no ye besi usu anke ye se wo ma sanka wo betumi aye bibia me ye ho atoye ne a enka nya bra ye to aba kura na mutu petrom.
Okay.
Ebra ye beto aba Dr. Mahmoud Baumi ano osese na aka enase na wotese ya to petrom no wase wa no kura no wonim na akatum na broni ya ba beto aba ene ya tu petrum dollar na gina sen den na wutumi ye sa fancy we de minority for munyim hu mfrim.
Okay.
Munyim hu mfrim emfatamo aya mamo nya ade a mo be man kofu atwamada pa emfatamo di odene kraman we yi ne tachere maso aboa ye di tumi ama no wono abetena konwa so economy ni koyie dollars ane fom petrol bu oba fom amemu anu mu ayede ya tete niam abo so usi anya wono na wa ye na yewo enti yamfa nuonyam ma mu a ya to abeti amono a moti opposition a mun chance se mo party ni yie no sa fans we na mo beje sa fans we yaje aya wodia sa fans we aya wodia
but I just say reasonably politically their work can sound it say yeah because you see I say bibi anko ya saka ba ne so bo
ono ne ya beka
one mobile na say NDC buy na dollar no akwa koduru 19 cedis
ya beka ki ya beta wo mu se obi a
se kan ya dundum se so bo
no ya kan
se ne ya kan ya
kan ya dundum ya tina pona da bia ye gu ne tiri
se explanation na de emba no enya no ne ya hwehwe
na wono kra no pay maybe sana questions ba ni tie temu ane se
enti akoyi aban na se ye de so bo no that's
good ko a ekoyi asase musimu tirasi wani wuo mu na mode abasobo ema his excellency John Dramani Mahama ena ne finance minister na mu mebi nso nka gold board mu ana mo kiretire mu se sankofo wei ɛna akeka bomu a economy na gyina kama na bra mo power na gold board na wai PMMC no kura na mani ni ho isi a gold board a game changer according to finance minister JDM eniyama wadi agu akwan mu no isi a abosia abo basabasa ebi ni ho unnecessary expenditure ebi ni ho amamuo no ministers wakaso obete so wote so a ebema ni sikasam no etumi agina ampawaye 120 days social contract de wakan ya waye economy no de ekomji ane me
don kan no waye bi enti se enne economy no aye kama
enioma boa ya tete so petro boa ya kama cd isi a onim sa aba 11
nra me hu Bank of Ghana
isi a wo mo target kura ni eye 8 akyerɛ sɛ nipa no yɛ adeɛ enti wanya aso ama wase a mo no kro no mo nka se wa yɛ adeɛ saa fans no a mo pesa mo ntie no akyerɛ sɛn JDM ayɛ adeɛ yɛmpere no atofo ase ayɛ adeɛ yɛmpere no
na de wo se wo matwe sikasɛm so na ɛsensen fo
Sami Jamfi ayɛ adeɛ yɛmpere no Dr. Johnson Esiama Johnson once why adeɛ yɛmpere no na munya fancy a ennimu a mo gye ama mo ho no
okay
na dum so no
now so be a question
yembisa onabo gina pose adan na fuwa no ane bo eden no ne toya ne data gas no ane bo wo fom na ho Ghana ha no adentira
na gas ne bi ona
ebi wo ho enti wo pacha se Ghana gas wo ogu no ma jadi Ghana gas esi wo ye den sisi a wo pese ogu Ghana gas no na fuwa to no fuwa to se yenkan sika ni yenkwankoto ne boa den gas ni de bi wa ha gas wa ha enti ne yawo Ghana gas no gas nso ne boa afo gas ne boa no ye fo ten
gas no ebetuma supply
majari
unse wako bia ne ma
ubetumi
unse already ye wo wako ana eboa yen
ubetumi yusu gas no edi aye waduma ni nyina unhia fuel na Ghana fo ayana semete se minister no kasa mitumi hwe ni di no wasada aboyen trene say 2 days beso na se fuel ma ya the whole nation we sada na esi yatam skama no wakoto fuel de ba ada na fuel no toya ne data gas no ne bo adin gas ne bo no efo na jeri sa we ya we gas ne bo no ayefo fuel no bo no 2 times gas ne bo na gas no adentin sisi a opesu ogu Ghana gas opesu ogu Ghana gas
oda me say we de kwabra mo
na atoto ena ye ne de
yen friend GPR na yembisa na no wetima kire mu yi ama
atoto yankoto aka 2 days see yanta the plant was shut down let's bring fuel and the fuel must become we need to buy fuel adianti na fuel to no aya ne desa no
baba na no na fuel to be ne de
and gas wo ho
available na also all my plants ni use
there be and na fuel no tonko na ye no de fuel no to ko da me abu afun ji amade na ye ware e bata ho gas wa ha sisi ayi opese Ghana gas no a na gina ne na so e supply gas ye adwuma no me se wo de fa sen ba ho ma jali afi nkwa wiye no na wo ma Ghana gas ya useless
sa
ai
wow
wo de me se tan masem wa
Ghana gas
enya nkom sani bonne afi nkwa na wiye
the information awa mini
wo de tan afi be kwa na wiye no no wo ma rande can say already Ghana gas useless. Na esiwa keke. Tasa woma bibini aduma. Ade aba ni tirimu first eye baby a obenya bibia free. Baby a obenya bibia free. Yankoto. Aka 2 days. If it didn't come, the whole nation will shut down. We need to bring in more fuel. We need to bring in more fuel. And a fuel noir and water. Fuel noir. What fuel noir and a fuel noir water no. Saving crama jelly. And yana tuto baby bempa. And kadola no. Baby etinan krebe to me aba for more.
Oh.
Atuto. Young fuel. We need to buy 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 fuel. Or no dear. Minister, we need to buy fuel. We need to buy fuel. We need to buy fuel. Enkwa.
The person me in the voices ni be na me bona.
Oba bon na ye fuel. Bo. We need to buy fuel. We need to buy fuel. We need to buy fuel. Fuel noir. Mente say gas da. Ade an wutumi the gas e power. Wutumi the fuel power. Gas ne boa wo fom. Gas ne boa ne ye fofofo. Ebi wo ho. There be. We need to buy fuel. We need to buy fuel. Fuel non kwa. Mon kwa sonto. Koto bikang. Finance Minister, skabi opebi afama no mfa nkoto. Yam prayer sika nyina ma no mfa nkoto fuel.
It is a your PR Energy Ministry na is official no.
Na aya bisane say gas wo ho. Aden wo mo mpe gas no.
Another first question. My yenti don jina poka krawa.
Reserve margin, which is a necessity because the tariff structure. As if that is not enough, what you call the reserve margin, which is a necessity because you just don't bring plants to meet exactly what you consume. What if one plant goes up for maintenance or any situation? That is not also part of the tariff structure. More importantly, the tariff itself, ECG is unable to collect all the monies. And so you're having a deficit of about 2 billion cedis every month when it comes to ECG's collections. When you add that deficit and you add the fuel, which is not part of the pass-through, you are looking at over 30 billion. Car Power has just sent us a letter that by 18th, they will shut down the project because we owe them more than $400 million. IPPs alone, we owe them $1.7 billion. And so it's serious. I must be frank with you, Chairman, today as I sit here this morning, my headache is how to get the next parcel of liquid fuel. The fuel will have to take us 2.6 days. We've placed order for fuel, but it has to be paid. We've procured some fuel on credit and working with the Ministry of Finance to pay. But the truth is that the Ministry of Finance also has its limits. And so we're going to Cabinet to discuss how we can improve on the sector. And that is why we are pushing for some private sector participation in ECG's operations. It does not entirely solve the problem, but it takes us to another level. Because if the collections are reduced from the 40% to say 5%, it means that we'll be collecting more. Cabinet has also adopted a position, and we'll brief you, Chairman. All MMDs are supposed to pay for the electricity bills. They have to budget for it. We've identified what we call critical institutions. They include the health sector, the education sector, the security agencies, and the presidency. Even with that, so if you take the health sector, it's the theaters, the laboratories, the wards that will be exempted. If you take the education institutions, dormitories are not part, restaurants are not part, only lecture theaters. So we've classified that. the cabinet is granting approval and will publish that. Even what we term as critical institutions, the Ministry of Finance will have to budget for it and pay. Yesterday I was listening to the news item where Ghana Water made a complaint that because of some erratic power situation, they are unable to supply adequately. I empathize with them, and I think that what we've inherited, we should improve it. And the other note is that Ghana Water hasn't paid even 1 cedi for 7 months. We need that money to stabilize the power. If you don't pay 1 cedi for 7 months, and it compounds to 1 billion, the power sector will not be stable. The private sector or ordinary citizens alone cannot be called upon to shoulder the burden. The water is produced, the water is sold. ECG must collect the monies, and as minister, I will insist that ECG should collect the monies. The taxpayers' money should not be used to subsidize ECG's inability to collect the monies. Ghana Water must collect its monies. It sells the water. I consume water, I pay for it. I consume electricity, I pay for it. This is the only way we can bring about efficiency and turn the sector around. I also charge ECG to give us a roadmap to sustain the lives at the distribution level. They've given me some indication that because of the rains, and I say that in other countries when it rains, they don't have the kind of outages we experience here. So we should begin to see some improvement. Also in the Kumasi area, we've done some improvement. And I'm charging Energy Commission, and they're here to give me a weekly report on the situation. Let me emphasize, and I'm serious about this. If we find out that any administrative officer, be it director, general manager, area manager, if we find out and the evidence points that you are not working in tandem with your laid down procedure, you are either lazing around or sabotaging the system, you'll be sacked. And I'm clear about that. But if I don't sack you, I'll be sacked. So I would want to appeal to you, Chairman, and appeal to committee members so that all of us should work together. The biggest problem confronting the sector is a financial challenge. We've inherited more than $3 billion of debt to power generation companies alone. If you put all the debt together, it was about 80 billion. What has brought it down now is the improvement in the currency, because a lot of the debt is foreign denominated and dollar denominated. So as the currency improves, it also reduces the debt burden. But I want to thank the finance minister in particular. I've always been at his office, knocking at his door. I want to appeal to him. Don't get for that opportunity.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
Nipa enyi no na nani ahoden eba fo empo emabunu bi ebre ewo anim nanso eni yade biara wo no mekanfo Optovision Eye Clinic ediamao. Optovision Eye Clinic provides diagnosis and world-class affordable treatment for all eye diseases, including glaucoma, cataract, and yade ahodo pi. Dia yasronko kra ne se Optovision Eye Clinic were quality designer space ahodo ebe fatal send ye wo penny biara. It is a weni yoya anasa weni ahode aba fom anasa wo pese wo ade here unim baby esesa wo ba Optovision Eye Clinic.
Call us on 0553 270806 or WhatsApp on 0558 517556. Optovision Eye Clinic.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
Ghana Muntie, Ghana Muntie, na mansanya so adawro Kofi Aman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo NEAT 100.9 FM.
Okay. Yamo akwa be the NEAT 100.9. Enti Eye owura John Jinapo na ochiche nsem ni bi mu o ECG fo mu timi di o sika deficit abanwuma mu timi ntu o ka mu timi ntu o bills
wo ye dan afa wo jan no akotofu na wo ye dan wo ye dan afa ho we ntumi ntua bill we ntumi ntua bill we de ka na we de ka and wo ye dan afa ho. What are you doing? Me the strategy aba, me the way aba, me implement way, and near the bills. Light na no boy den no. Isi e bedru fia de bia pe, na makumetu.
You go walk oto.
Ata what dey chain message ni ba me de betire. Ata 11, menya message say asa. Na mato 800. Ata 11, na mato 800. Intermediate ne de menim se abomatena se magye atum dan ya se mensesa et no na wamunye et no foforo mageri ya sesa et no mesi ya de bidie kotokuo baako entene ha bag oh say eye wo breguo ase ye kwa akwambo ni nyina nkosi aga enti sa plans bi we say na wo de aba ye de nsese bi ba mita no edwane Ghana fu osu ye nsesa no na mita no krampo ebia ehun faso ekọ obi nten ye ni yetu a Yesu no na ebinom ogye ho profit gu wonum kotokuom enti nsese ba na ye de beba light buo betumi aba fom kakra na ye nyina ho atumi atoyen Omu ntua bells ya be ne dan ni ya den sise papa aba yes ECG boss matajo do this do that munya wey enyinam kane ya betumi agina ne naso yenkoto fuel atoto ana ya de bia ye guso a ye to disi Ghana gas no this gas no what are you doing? You sign contract you be see second plant first plant no why in the day now we see second plant oh gas we will have gas inflow till the end of the month the gas inflow will make the gas will inflow akosia fa graphic no ne yanko
na the obokrata no efa toso emienu ma me nhyase free daily graphic the obokrata ena wo bo ama ne na ma ne bo anim ase wo de o mapanyi John Dramani ma ama fo nyina ba to ana ni aje wone na bedi etire Professor Jenana Opoku Agyeman eda hase ebra wo mkohia o Jubilee House mami efri abrochire eba haye no odi se sede aba pa mame no na ni aje pop no wo share enkomodi ana ekosobra wo be pm o Jubilee House adanya sam kotwa eno ana daily graphic ebo amane se vice president aba anwodi mu ne wo ye papa na daily graphic ko ya ana wo bo amane no sisi abenu ka se die fango nsem ebeko na nimpa sikasawu a wo fango edwedi mu anase ho hyehyeye mu no ebeko so na be big push ba san se womu aje ensatraye kakra ewo amamra womu edi ehwe fango ensemsemu ya expert bi nso echirem se sanhyehe enhye pa ya daily graphic de obokrata bo ho amane wo ha se na wiase afa na nyina basobode a womode ma nurses ne wo no hwe apomde ensemsem so no mu chem se Ghana nurse ba ko ya wo kolebu na womi wo chem so no so ya nominate nu o se nyame na dom na se otimi di nkonim pa award no a say sika wo benye seketwa $250,000 efa global award ne ho se nyame adom na se wotimi nya award na sika award bebe fie no ya daily graphic de bokrata bo ho amane wo ha se na daily graphic na bo amane se interior minister ene wasisi na ni abre se krodom esane se wono o maya o madwen se wo mo masundwe ma yenku yempete mu ahodo yenkrotu ahodo mu ahensem ene niema bi eche se enko yie no che area bi mu ho mu chem se conflict prone na yeza what de mentem ho aseta soro opa wo behwe na odi niema aguakwam se de be ye beboa na wo matimi ahwe na wo masi saade no ano ekwan na sundwe atimi aba daily graphic nso ebo ho amane
na Ghanaian Times yanim ha wose ema fistula ni bi ayewunum se obi wo honom a wo kwa akọwo ana obi wo honom so ayeyade na honum yenu nyina ka bom na basa ema no brepa wo mu kwa hunhia mu se na no wotre se yanhwe ne yamua wonum na wontumi nyina wonum na so kakra na ba no sa na yeyi wo mu e de efiri ye mu aye 12,000 women ema ya wo mu wo bi no wo mu dodo enie needy fund no a Times for boy no Estela kwala no oda so da hanum sei adofo mo nkoye wo no mmoa limited infrastructure ana yi wo mu concern UTAS for vice chancellor and parliament yi wose sra ban say wonsi schools a ebeboa nkwada wo mu adidem ana say wo mu wa dem tie bi wo mu nipaduam sade ebaya wonso obetumi enyantete ya Ghanaian Times ebo mamane
na the custodian da obokrata anim ha se na obo amane na amane bo awobo no na wode prince eye keja wono aye lawyer wode nimfonyi ababeto a na woka se omampanyi John Dramani Mahama ni nua ya achese ye Alfred Mahama ana se ofa so ono awo hu ana se ono a na ose wono de saa nsɛm no omuka so de ho hyehyɛ galamse nsɛm no nukure bi anim saa nsɛm ne yɛte yɛ montum on de galamse de wode yɛden enti the custodian so de ho amanebɔ de aba na wo hwɛ anim ha se ya wode kane mampanya be de akyire Dr. Mahmoud Bomuya fo nyin ababeto a na wo kyire mu se gold board no one good for oil policy no a ode baaye no no ɛyɛ ne ho so
okay
okay Cobra
yes akosa me kwa bana sadia tiefuo ne me do Fridays na weekly in retrospect na otumu no enkoma ekoso no nyina ye boaboa no na afi ye tese na enkoma ba kwa na wotwe nso ade ahim dum sonkane na edundundundum no na ye ken yade a eye energy ministry aso ya ehwe anyina mahoden so kasamafo ya yenua and your lawyer Richmond Roxen ono na okasa edema energy ministry no owo ahoma no so Rich Majiana say Nyankopandom yakasa yatio edeyamiase ene bra yenya we na no pe na yebisa say enyina mahoden emu sensem wo boss your honorable John Jinapo updates or the break Ghana for say situation no it is saying
I mean shall we see for Nana Pawi the last week Thursday Minister Koshia Parliamentary Select Committee invited Minister any sector agency the ombudsman briefing on the state of the energy sector the Okoyeno can say on my update on petroleum sector. I think the petroleum sector, there are no challenges, large issues that have been resolved, and there's no fuel subsidy anywhere because of policies in place, and then the private sector participation. Now, I do power sector, and I say issues account. First one is as of December 2024, abandoned na aircon. A Canada ho $3.1 billion. Over and above the core IMF GM. IPP's inquiry signed the Omuka $1.7 billion. Now, a car na a debate series at last over 80 billion Ghana cedis. We now well, the part-time plans and every year, we spend an average of $1.1 billion on fuel, liquid fuel alone. Now, at the time, our Casano Crown, now one of the fuels at the power plant no I friend of LCO liquefied fuel oil. That fuel no now cut only 2.6 days. 2.6 days near technical. I said 2.6 days. So 2 days and then 0.6. The number of hours in the day will be divided. 2.6 hours. 2.2 days 6 hours. Now, Osanka said parcels of oil no ya order be but na headache ni how the ebetia hoka. I'm happy to say that they received 450,000 barrels of crude oil to replenish the oil. But the most important point I want to make in this conversation is that at this point, and you can check from Gridco, more as a credible media house, you can write to Gridco and make a request for Gridco to confirm whether or not we are shedding load and now we are not shedding load. We are not shedding load at all, because the generation capacity above what our peak demand is. You can peak demand that and the amount for use electricity power above that. There's no load shedding. But we recognize the amount for being complaining about outages in the last few weeks, AC in certain areas. And in this conversation, I'll explain why we are seeing some of these challenges.
Okay. Until we are not shedding load.
At all. We are not shedding load.
Okay.
The call by minority for load shedding timetable name is placed. If you can see, because on shedding load that going to mean load shedding timetable.
How near the
how they say fact the system lines very weak. That is the system we inherited. Distribution lines in particular very, very weak. A lot of areas with serious transformer issues. Remember a typical example. Ghana is a Accra for is that a developing place. Which areas which is Amasaman, Pokwasi area which Oyaifa, which Damfa, which Chadu, for example. These areas, initially, they were not urban areas. But in the last few years, in the level of development, in the Chadu prime area, and it's around the estate, Chadu, you can see. Now, the demand there has gone way above that. Some of them is as a result of the number of people on that transformer now. First, it was built for 100 homes, but now we are looking at maybe 500. Once that happens, you will continue to experience overload. When experiencing overload, you so many power trip. The power trip at the end of the day, the lights back up. So those are some of the challenges that you're experiencing. Some of the cables, any equipment is very obsolete. Because obsolete, and they say, I check, I heard that. Push cables near there, so some of them 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago. The needed investment, and I say, because in the last few years, we didn't see that investment. These are some of the challenges that we are having now. But the good thing is the commitment of the minister and the president, and they've indicated that the PIS energy sector players led by the Honorable Energy Minister to ensure that these challenges are dealt with. Their investment in and there are changes ongoing. For area some maintenance work. If UBO lines, some people can attest that sometimes immediately they report the problem. After a while, the problem is fixed. Immediately they report 1, 2, 3, one eventually fix the problem. So these are some of the challenges that they notice. And when you range to a peak time, because in fact everybody knows, and it's a challenge that the minister has told the power sector players to deal with. Say the system where anytime it rains, lightning do it is not the best. In they should be able to tighten the system and ensure that in future some of these challenges we don't have. to see them. We share Sunday and Suto here. A lot of areas recorded serious challenges. A lot of areas. Lakeside crowd of at a point in time, Nadmo had to tell if it is a Mundu light. It was off for about 24 hours before. But so these are some of the challenges. But like I said, no, a lot of works are ongoing, and we'll ensure that definitely the maintenance is improved and people enjoy stable power.
Okay, Richmond, the woman is Ghana hey yenyina ne yewa haw. Yenyina yenim se enkanea etimudum. Enkanea etimigyina so. At the moment Ghana for beshasia complain pe na chese situation no ya aboro so. Ye ka say abenmu emrahye bedwafo NDC MPs miensa womodo manu atum se womo constituents womo complain pa heavily and it womo call on their own government se womo take swift action. And I'm saying kania no edundum. So are you telling us say generational capacity there yewo na mo me ye no ma say nti and na man kania no dundum sa.
What notice say the MPs don't complaining, they were from the voter region.
Yeah.
And at that meeting the minister addressed it. What it is they say lines, it should be 133 kV, 110 kV, and that's a 330. But water lines lower, take is cry. And because take is every time there's pressure on it, then never like do. Already so plans are in place. In fact, very, very soon. So those lines will be upgraded to 110 to resolve that problem. In the generation issues. In fact, at the committee, all the members were fine. MP before eventually press conference. We were shocked they even did that. Because I was at the meeting with the minister. They were all okay. Minister Cheche, it was as transparent with them as possible. The MP, you are right. Say, any CFP, the minister complains that this is the challenge. Analysis, this is the report he has. And that very soon those lines will be upgraded. And yet about generation capacity, it has to do with the great, it has to be dealt with.
Na yembisao ye plants ye the power and ye the generate enyina mahoden no eyusu eye esese bi yusu gas and I say ni nyina yusu liquid fuel ana.
Oh yes, there's number of gas system we dual fuel, single, multiple. Yes, you're right. That the BUC gas, the BUC LC, the BUC HFO, the BUC diesel.
Okay, na ye can gas ye the power your plants and they say ye the liquid fuel power your plant. The end boarding.
Oh, gas here way cheaper. Gas here almost 50% cheaper. In fact, depending on the market prices at all times. And looking at OSEI, what the government of Ghana has decided to do, they said the government has said, Kenya will see at Twabo gas. We see gas processing plant 2. Now, gas processing plant 2 will ensure, say, 1.1 billion they are spending. Say, gas that you use instead of liquid fuel, okay, we're spending almost half the cost. And the interesting thing is that the half the cost is enough to build a new gas processing plant. You see, if we're spending 1.1 billion, meanwhile, gas processing plant is estimated to be around $500 million. And once we do that, you can imagine the savings. Every year, we are saving an average of $500 million. In some cases, maybe more. 5-10 years, you can imagine how much you'd have saved. You are looking at billions of dollars. And that is why when you look at the analysis, Atwabo is one of the critical investments that the government of Ghana made in the last few years. So you need that. I'm telling you, the situation would have been very critical because the reality is that the fuel component, is not part of the electricity tariff structure. And yes, the consumers pay for it. That they are buying every time they are canonical, and that shouldn't be the case. Ordinarily, no, all the cost components should be included in the tariff, so that it's like what we call full cost recovery. But right now, we always have under recoveries, and every time you have to fall on the Ministry of Finance, and they are buying to provide financial support to purchase these fuels, and that is where we are.
Okay, mayati ya huasi yo. Se wame enya netie se costa eka ye bo. Ewo form wa ye de ma eye mfidie na eno enyina mahode de ma ye no. $1.1 billion bosumi biya na afia na bosome.
Yes.
Afi biya no. Se ye yusu gas ye betimi esebu half of the money. Eti adan mfidie no ya wo fidie ni bia ete se use gas na enso ye power no with liquid fuel ana
some of the plants are dual. That's a dual. I just say you see multiple fuel. Into if say offer one plant a bit may you see if I say LCU and that's a bit may you see gas. Into your gas you follow the gas onto LC. But I say and I want to HFO. Only beer at the end of the day, then you look at that because the gas supply is also limited.
Say ye need gas and gas supply no for man.
No, gas supply is enough to cover to meet our needs. Only the gas it may be from ENI, it may be from Jubilee, and it may be.
Say your gas supply no form. Hello, Roxanne.
What do you mean, pa?
Metonka. Ekwanda me pese me ne metiofo nti ase yie. Say gas no ni hododo nti na ye koto yeto liquid fuel na ne boy ye den no.
Yes, in fact there are two reasons. Number one,
the
first one is what we need, we don't have it. But I say what we need, as ever say anchor technical, if MM scarf, if I say there 500 mm scarf will be enough to cover all. But we need but at the moment to have less than that because of our capacity and the supply. His Excellency the President, go ahead to the ministry, and try to more supply from Nigeria and increase capacity from Nigeria.
It's not just say Ghana gas no one to supply capacity here.
That be we don't have the capacity to meet the need. And that is why we are doing the gas power plant too, and also look at new investments from the upstream to make sure say your new gas to process.
It is say no Nigeria the neba. Wapco.
Nigeria the neba. Tell America no. The president has given clearance for the minister to ask for more from Nigeria, and then ENI so I can say in the next few months, so they'll be able to increase the gas supply by 30 mm scale.
Me pacho, said ya yetimi ehun na anopai say gas ne de ebetimi me yesebu sika ebetimi ya maya san esi processing plant ni bimpo aka hono kwan ben so ne yebefa ne ehun say yemfidie ebi a eye ekwono ne boye fo no ye ni bekoko na ama o man netime save sika e de na say ye.
That is what is done every time. When enough gas is available, we don't fall on liquid fuel. There's efficiency in the management of the system to ensure that at all times, the cost will be low.
Say say ana be person me that's understanding no. Say ye Ghana gas no enru baby a ye be kase. Wometimi supplying enough gas to power the plants ana.
We don't have enough gas to meet our total needs.
Okay.
What is available now is what comes in. That is what we use to power, and because of that, we'll have to always fall on liquid fuel.
Internet say sana akwa.
Yes.
All right.
But the good thing is, like I said, the requisite investment. Technical committee, has met a number of times, and then they are in the final stages of putting together a proposal to ensure that in fact, it is the implementation.
It is say yenya additional processing plants ana.
And no na abuying goods or your plans to build. Okay, what I mentioned that about 2 weeks ago, the minister launched the implementation committee for gas processing plant. We call it GPP2. The process now started already. Say second gas plant. But the bigger conversation as a country we should have is what we need to do moving forward when it comes to the fuel. It's a conversation that we should have. Because the reality is that if you add the fuel cost to electricity tariff, at the end of the day, it may increase the cost of electricity. So what the government is doing is looking at the efficiencies in the system and the improvements that can be put in place so that the people of Ghana are not burdened with costs of electricity.
Inti dada nyina sana etie, especially abandada ni twemo no, sa pepepe na etie, gas no na yeni enough, anomoto eye liquid fuel na, me understanding.
Yes, anytime I can say in 2024 alone, Abaya spending $1.1 billion on fuel, which is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Sustainable. That is why the minister is looking at structural reforms to be able to deal with some of these issues. And yet something critical about the sector, like the minister has been saying, that at the end of the day, we may have challenges because in fact, the finance is the major headache. The car by that and the jato, and then some of the mismanages and the more practices. And very soon, you hear that, some investigations are ongoing, and then some decisions have been taken. The more practices is, it's serious. In some cases, in some cases, Mima will be a budget of 1 billion, then you spend 8.3 billion, way above the budget. And all these things, very soon there will be appropriate briefing and then investigations which are ongoing now, and then the minister will share them with the people of Ghana.
Because you say you can't walk as a car banda than jatu ho. Ordinarily, sabe yen tiasi ninti na mijina Ghana for nemuna yebisa nenya eye anu ye eye. You can't bejina na nine so pao. And san ye unse be a latter part no. You better say you doom see woka the same thing be ediachre ye. Ain't it sabrena na kania ni jina na nine so no. Eba ne se na ka woko na kania na jina na nine so no betimi explain bibi achre.
Winya Magji, said I make kind of misinformation. What shared last year, the data does not support that claim. And this is a car earlier said there were several calls for doing so timetable last year. Several calls. And Munti Ukaya at the time Minister no we and start interview a manifesto on Mubisa at the time. Now for about 4 months consistently there's been load shedding. In fact, in December alone, in the history of this country, election time beyond so doing so. That is what happened in December. We shed over 700 megawatts of load. Into the narrative, the data does not support it. The light kept going off. That is the honest truth.
Richmond. Yes, let's be sincere to ourselves.
No, I'm being very
let's deal with the reality. Are you telling us? Say the past 8 years, yenya stability in the power sector.
You see, don't misquote me.
It is because a concern of Ghanaians. We have to get the proper understanding. Okay. All right. Okay.
that when you take the data from Gridco, and that's why I said you can write to Gridco. I don't want to be the one to give you the data.
Because can you jina so enye data na be ka kire hin o. Ya tete ye fiem, ye hu ebra abandada no kan ya ne hyase dum ye no. Eka ya ne hyase complain ye. Ebra kan ya ne jina so no ye hu. Enti se kan ya jina so a enye obi na the data be ka kire hin o. Ye wo ye fie no ma ye nim say yes. This time can ya ne jina ne nan so.
You see, the thing about us, sometimes because of good living, we forget about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go far. One can check your website. Check your website and do a simple Google search and see the number of times that last year. Don't go far, just 2024. Now, make us say because we moved on, sometimes we may look back and then we may not even remember that these challenges happened. But you can check that. That's why make us say it's a matter of data. But the narrative that the lights were on, that is not the case. We'll make a simple Google search. And as a Moamu newsroom, you see the number of times that people complain about Doomso last year. I don't even want to go
Debio, Doomso last year, and I agree with you. But the anime can say, and yet last year, also, which I'm questioning, no. Me refer abandadano, a brancania dundumwa, Ora na po be kachire say you dum siesie. Obesha, I made reference to that. But proud to such challenges, no. Na kania ni jina ne nan so. Ekwana na bi bisa say sabre no. What happened? Na eka woko ba ne say na jina ne nan so. Ekwana na be pese menti ase. Meni metiefo.
You see, that is what I said. Say, who check it time Ora na boka say dum siesie na. You can check the year. Don't forget that in 2016, by the time they came back, when I go into this room, it will be like politics. I want us to focus on the issues. Don't forget that in 2016, when they came into government, at the time there was no Doomso. Okay.
The reality is, as at the time in 2016, 2017, na Doomso no na above from pa. Nenkoi completely, but not above from pa.
There was no Doomso.
Me pasoka said there was no Doomsa. Osa because I can't there were a few. There was, but not above from pa. I can tell you. We are all part of this history. Okay.
In December 2015, that was when Dr. Kobna Donkor resigned. Obekaya, when he said that he had fixed Doomso. He has dealt with it, and then that was it. In fact, in March 2016, and the reference is there, in the studios of Joy FM, they even asked the running mate at the time, Vice President Baumia, that your mama has solved Doomso. And his response was, yes, he has solved Doomso, but he created the problem, so we shouldn't give him credit. Why did he make that statement? Because at the time, Doomso had been solved. Obekaya in 2017-2018, one of the conversations that the administration at the time introduced, they said, about that, I know I was signing a lot of PPAs, MIO excess capacity. Now, you were far more than what we need. And in that time, minister, because we have far more than what we need. Now we have to cancel PPAs, we have to renegotiate PPAs. And some of them you have to reschedule them. Those were the facts. That's why I don't want to go there. That it is A versus B. The focus of the ministry and the minister is to deal with the challenge. And the minister has said that he's not running away from the challenge. He recognizes the challenges that people are complaining about on his outage, and that will deal with this head on. That is the minister's commitment. Say we deal with it. The minister is not denying the fact that among four challenges. In fact, the minister himself has put it out there. He recognized ECG board or inauguration. He told the board he meets the management every single day. Yesterday, the minister was with the power sector players in trying to resolve these challenges. And in the next few days, you see massive maintenance work by ECG, any power sector players to deal with these challenges. You have, like I said, the major issue, air generation. Once there's no issue with generation, once our supply exceeds generation, that is the best part. The next thing is the fuel has been provided. gas has been provided. That is a major challenge. And the next thing I call areas that Adundum and why is going off. And that will ensure that the Domonia transformer, the Domonia cable, the Domonia, whatever needs they have to ensure that those areas don't have those challenges. No? Those things will be done immediately to ensure that the people of Ghana have stable power.
Okay. Enti ene Ghana fo a ATM wo mehwe me ebeti ase a even ntumu na eba enyinam kane ho no eye half recovery eche se ye kase ye tumu pa de a na kenye no kra na ka ebitua. That is the understanding.
In fact, ntumu na aba no, go and read page 71 of the IMF staff level agreement. Enya aban we ene decide you aban that danu neni IMF echo tena say every 3 months they are automatically full price and cost.
Mebacho enimu sao egwomu say in every 3 months there should be a review. Review doesn't mean upwards or downwards.
No, you can check. That's what I'm saying.
I say be na dam enemy. I have it
yes,
here.
That's so you can read it. Please read what it is.
Let me check my document because review doesn't mean upwards or downwards.
Already the first conversation we said tariffs are that is not what we pay. Like I said, no, when you look at the entire components, the crowd even for but Abino does not give that responsibility on the people of Ghana. The government of Ghana takes up that responsibility at all times. And already in the PURC will tell you, and you can speak to PURC, that every time what they will propose to be the tariff increase, no, that is not what happens. So there's always a deficit in the tariff. And the review, no, I mean, like as I said, that you can read what is there, page 71.
I'm getting it because mention my candy may it.
Yes, and like I said, no, at the end of the day, once you are not even paying the exact or what the actual tariff will be, some of these challenges will be there. And like I said, no, at the end of the day, for me, those issues are peripherals. The most important thing is that the minister is committed in resolving whatever challenge we find in the system. That is the most important one.
Okay. It's not say, it's just say the challenges are your woman, dear. Whatever the case may be, it will be so. But I was a Ghana man, penny cracker, say, can I by 2026 and you bet you a clear can free home. Or my penny cracker, seminal.
Yes.
And not by what means? Because you say energy sector, no, can I cycle there be a channel? And
I can say there are several structural reforms. Structural reforms are the government is putting in place to ensure that some of these things. The first thing is that you see, Usha ECT, I mean, for ECT example, the challenge is that ECT, the number one, they say, ECG, commercial and technical losses are very high. There's no company in the world that will make it a cumulative loss of 40%. Which means survive. There's no company. Who office says someone make it 40% loss every year. I'm telling you, by the second year, I'm better office. Because no company can survive with that kind of car. The minister Ashram said, one, they should reduce their technical losses drastically to 5%. Maximum 5%, because that is the industry standard. The second one is the power ECG almost on the panel. They are unable to sell. They are unable to recover the full money. In the ECG top power, ammonia power 10,000 Ghana. By the time on beton power near in the crano, ammonia power, 40%. When they are done at 6,000, so I can so mean just 6,000. And then we've looked at, the minister has looked at any government on why our collections, any amount of this canon. And then we say, data now, it shows to say, MDs here, ministry, departments, and agencies. Every now you see power MONTIE. What has the government done? Cabinet amount approval. Say, number one, MD na bit electricity bill. Obia bitia. That is the number one the cabinet decision. So Obia bitia. The second one the cabinet are agreeing is say cabinet recognizes say your sectors very form critical sectors. Ocean Ministry of Health, Ocean Ministry of Defense, Ocean Ministry of Interior, Ocean Ministry of Education, any office of the president. Those are critical areas. Now, with your designated as critical areas, no, they will pay electricity bill, but they will put payment meters. So, what will happen is because they will be on post payment meters, at the end of the month, the finance ministry, maybe you see a portion of their budget for goods and service to pay for electricity on where you see. They are coming in on prepayment meters. If the whole government institution now electricity bill, at the end of the day, moving forward, you'll be on prepayment meters. And then once you're on prepayment meters, over top power, like what some of us do in our homes. We buy the power, we use the power, and then it's like your phone, who need credit, I need credit, who are creditor, or obey a call. The same thing with electricity. That's what's coming to happen with government offices. If you improve the finances,